Good morning, everybody. Lynn, the leather bag lady here. How are you all this morning? It is Thursday morning, and that is toothpaste on my beautiful zit that I have. So, if you're wondering, do you know you got shit on your face? Yes, I do know I got shit on my face. Get that out of the way right away. It is horrible. I've never had this on my face. I didn't even get this on my face when I was a teenager. As my mom says, it's all the badness coming out in me. Anyway, leather bag lady weather report. It's actually a nice day out today. We have a little sun. There's no rain today. Yesterday was a brutal day. It's not that cold. It's quite surprising for January in Canada. But that is just an attestment to what is going on worldwide weather-wise. But we won't get into a conversation about all that global warming and all that kind of stuff, because we're here to talk about leather bags, and I have an absolute beauty for you today. This gorgeous little bag, I've stuffed it because it is a little bit more worn than I would normally send you. However, look at how pretty this little bag is. And it is by one of my favorite Canadian brands, Leather by Mann. And this is a Kitchener outfit that I just seem to gravitate towards their bags because of the quality and the durability. So this bag I've listed as a 70s bag. Just the little horse bit detail here caught my eye right away, because if you're a bag person, you know what I thought that was. Yes, I thought that was a Gucci bit, but it wasn't. So they're taking a little bit of artistic license on other Luxe brands, but not mad at it at all. There is, however, some variance in the richness of color. I like to call it patina, and how I'll explain that is if you come across something that's made out of metal, and typically outdoor ornaments, outdoor furniture, and it will change color. It will, it'll get that rust look on it, or it'll deepen in color. That's what's happened to this little baby. So in the touch zones, this kind of whole corner here, for example, is quite a bit darker. Do I care? Hell no. To me, this just makes this bag look way more vintage than anything. There's a couple of areas where there's a little bit of a scratch. There is a sheen on the bag right now because I have moisturized the back end out of it. And that will die down a little bit. Extra long shoulder strap. So it is a small little bag. But it is soft-sided, and it has a nice side and bottom gusset. So you're going to get some stuff in there. Has a slip pocket on either side, and then a zippered interior pocket. Now, I stuffed it because without the stuffing, it just looked god-awful. It's an 8x8 square, and it has a zipper closure, which is really smooth. And, get a lot in there. So I take my stuffing out so you can see the interior. There is no foam pouch, obviously. There is a zipper pocket, and there's your Leather by Mann, made in Canada. So I just love this stuff. And there it is without this. Actually, it's kind of keeping its shape even without the stuffing. But when I first found it, it was all flat, and the wings were sticking out. The bat wings were sticking out on the sides. And there we go. So I love it. This bag reminds me of my mom. Every now and again, we come across bags that I recall my mom carrying back in the day. I just actually found 2 grade school pictures. Still trying to find those damn divorce papers. So I had a couple of folders in the shed. Nope, not in there, but I did find all my report cards and right from infant school. or JK. Infant school is what we called it in the UK. And it's interesting. Chatterbox all the way through my school life. Needs to pay more attention all the way through school life. Gets bored easy all the way through my school life. Is excellent in art all the way through my school life. Loves to sing all the way through my school life. It was kind of cool. And then I found these grade 7 and 8 pictures. And grade 7 was my first grade when we moved to Canada. And so I posted them on Facebook because I have a lot of my junior school and high school peeps on Facebook. So they will get a real kick out of seeing themselves at 12, 13 years old. Anyway, I digress, as I always do. So that is today's bag. Leather by Mann, Canadian brand, love it. It's been priced accordingly because it is a little bit more worn than I normally present to you. But not mad at it at all. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So there we go. Oh, my stuffing is all fallen over. Had a great workout today. I'm a little sore. I will be sore tomorrow, I guess. I was looking at some tips for intermittent fasting for ladies over 50. I don't know if I shared with you, in my journey to try and find these damn divorce papers, I've been finding stuff that I have not seen in a long time. And I came across a Weight Watchers weigh-in book. Now, I feel Weight Watchers is probably one of the best programs out there. It wasn't something I was successful in, partly because there's too much eating. So I don't know if you care, but I'm going to give you my kind of synopsis of my experience. I have been an overweight woman my whole adult life. I've lost 100 pounds twice. And I was getting close to it being probably, I probably was, I'm going to say 15 to 20 pounds away from being as heavy as I was the most in my life in 2016. And I didn't realize just how heavy I was. And then I found this book. And I only went the once because Weight Watchers, I think, is an amazing program. I hated the meetings. There was always somebody in the meeting. It was the only opportunity they got to get out every week and talked about the biggest load of nonsense you've ever heard. And I don't have the patience for that. So, and I also feel that if you have a problem with eating so often, I mean, it's like, again, this is my personal opinion, my personal experience with being overweight most, if not all, of my life, even as a young, lady, 10, 12 years old, was very heavy, moved to Canada. I'm looking at the pictures that I just found of me, 13, 14 years old. I looked fine, probably right up until I had the kids. But I didn't know it in my head. I still had that overweight mentality. And when you are addicted to food, and I was addicted to food, having more of it doesn't help. I've lost probably close to 65 pounds since 2016. I didn't realize it was quite as much. And recently, more so than any other period, I've really I'd lost like 16 pounds in the first 3 or 4 months of meeting Pius, which is really weird. But what it was, I used to have a couple of glasses of wine every night, 2 or 3 glasses of wine every night. I was bored. I was sitting in here by myself. And before I knew it, 1 turned to 2, turned to 3. And that was it. I used to be up till 12:30, 1 o'clock at night. And I would have a few glasses of wine. When I met Pius, that all stopped. And we do still enjoy having a few drinks, but it's occasional drinking, Christmas, New Year, whatever, maybe a few on the weekends, but nothing like it was. I'm probably very lucky I didn't turn into an alcoholic, actually. But anyway, and just eliminating all that has made such a difference, and the intermittent fasting. So if you are addicted to something, removing it is a better course of action for success than adding it. So back in the day, 5, 6 small meals a day, who the hell wants to navigate mentally 5 or 6 small meals a day when you're trying to cut back? It just doesn't make any sense to me. The intermittent fasting has been absolutely a godsend. I shouldn't say I hate cooking, because I'm cooking more than I've ever cooked in my life. And I'm about to look for some cookbooks in my bookcase over here, which my mom will freak out. But eating a couple of times a day and knowing exactly what it is I'm going to eat. And I would restrict the first meal. Like I would eat probably 11 o'clock. I'd have a couple of pieces of toast, or like a small piece of rye, and a cup of tea. And then I would 2:30, 3:30, I would have my meal. And I really didn't restrict what I had for my meal, because I figured I'm only really eating one full meal a day. I'm eating what I want. And I have had incredible success with that. Really kind of struggling at the moment. I had a rough day yesterday. But sitting around Pius's house, where there's lots of little bits and pieces hanging around from Christmas and New Year and stuff, it's not a good idea. So being here is much better, because there's nothing in here. But I just wanted to share with you, how much I really feel that, the intermittent fasting has really helped. And I find that my energy is not that great, because I'm not sleeping very well. The hot flashes are really kicking my ass at the moment again. But my clarity, my clear thinking, it really is very much a thing with the intermittent fasting. I love it. Before I met Pius, I hated grocery shopping. I hated walking through a grocery store looking at all the things I can't have. So doing the intermittent fasting cuts down on your grocery shopping, cuts down on your food bill insanely, and I'm not cooking all the time. So, things are a little bit different now with Pius, because, he has a bit of a physical job, so he needs, food and whatever. But, yeah, so just if you're struggling with your weight, if you're thinking about, looking into different things, what's his name? Brad Pilon. He is actually from Hamilton here, and he is a bit of an intermittent fasting guru. And then there's another guy in Toronto, Dr. Wong, I think it is. And he is actually a kidney specialist, with regard to diabetes. Because I've spoken to a few people with intermittent fasting. Oh, I have to eat regularly because I'm a diabetic. The whole premise of eating intermittently is that it's like the milk. You always go to the back to get the freshest milk, because the stuff at the front's been there for a while. And that's the same with your fat. If you keep adding more to it, you're not using up what you already got. And it makes such incredible sense. So he, I wish I could know his, I always remember his name. And right now I can't remember his name, but he's Toronto based as well, or Ontario. So Brad Pilon is Hamilton, and this guy, anyway, whatever. If you Google Toronto intermittent fasting specialist, he has a YouTube channel. His videos are very brief. And here I am, almost 15 minutes again. But I just think it's important, because those of you out there who are watching this, who are, 50 years old and plus, trying to navigate your way through, menopause and all the changes that are going on in our world, as I'm having a hot flash right now. See, my face has gone really red. You don't have to suffer unnecessarily. I've struggled with my weight my whole life, and I have never felt so good. I feel like a bit of crap right now after Christmas, but I'm back, you know. The workouts have never ended. Another thing they said was very important was resistance training. So, and this is again just what I've been told over the years, your metabolism is kickstarted by your muscle mass. And as we age, especially women, we lose our muscle mass. So the only way to artificially kickstart your metabolism is to weight train. And I mean, I do a lot of weight training. It's probably the key element to my workouts. Not a big cardio person. I do maybe 20 minutes at the beginning of my workout, and then the rest is weight training. And I train different body parts 4 times a week. And if I feel like a 5th day, I will just hit every body part, but lightly. One week I do high reps, low weight. And the other week, which is this week, I do my regular reps, but higher weight. And I've been planking. March 2nd will be a year. And the difference I have found in this part of my body, just under my boobs, is amazing. And, you know, I'm taking extra time today because I just think it's really important to give you an opinion that could change your life. It really could. I mean, I am aware of it. I do monitor it, and I try and keep on top of it, because the last thing I want to do is get back up to, you know, the 65 pounds that I've lost. And I've still probably got, I'm going to say 10 to 15 pounds I would still like to work on losing. And I think that when you've still got a goal in mind, it keeps you on track. The last thing I want to do is hit a goal weight and then, you know, then you think you've won the race, you know, and you get lazy or complacent. But anyway, if you're still with me, thank you. I appreciate it. If you bowed out ages ago, you're not hearing this anyway. So have a great rest of the day, everybody, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.